Good evening, everybody. I'm like, yeah, that's better. So what I'm saying, yes, it's better. Is I had a different. I'm trying to adjust the camera so it looks better. But so what I did was I changed out. I was using one of these and setting the camera on top of that, on top of some other stuff. And in the video, when I did my earlier live stream, it was like right to here. That's what you saw, and it just looked weird. And I'm like, okay, I got to bring it down. So I got a book that's like half the size, right? And put that there. And so now you actually see me in a good way to me. So much, much better. Anyway, yes, Ozzy passed away. I'm going to tell you guys, um, some of you guys might not be heavy metal fans. Some of you may be. I don't know. But I grew up with Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, Ozzy was the man. And so yeah, 76 years old. Oh wait, no. That is not a toy you're playing with. Nope, nope. Hold on a second. Okay. Um. So yeah, it's Ozzy was a man. I'm telling you. I just very unique individual, fantastic voice, very unique voice, and you know, yeah, I'll tell you what, Ozzy lived a life, folks. The fact that he made it to 76 is amazing. Um, just an incredible human being, and always will love Ozzy. And he a lot of good memories. Went to a lot of his concerts when I was a kid. You know, first time I'll tell you a quick story about an Ozzy concert. So Ozzy was. I probably said this before, so if I'm repeating myself for some of you, I apologize. So Ozzy was coming to town, and I was like, "Awesome, great, Ozzy's coming." And so I went to the concert, and his band, who I'd never heard of, was opening up for Ozzy. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm listening to these guys, and I'm like, wow, these guys are pretty wild, right? Pretty wild. Um, it ended up being Metallica, Master of Puppets album. So that just goes to show you how old I am. But I was hooked after that with Metallica. I was like, these guys are. I never heard speed metal played like Metallica played speed metal. I mean, like I said, still loved Ozzy. Ozzy was the man, but Metallica was very, very cool. But that was the first time I saw Metallica. And of course, I had to go out and get the Master of Puppets album, and obviously they did pretty good. Metallica did pretty good after that. So, uh, you never know. But yeah, I got some great memories going to Ozzy concerts, and just he was a showman too. I mean, he was absolutely a showman. But it's a very sad day. He passed away this morning, so yeah, unfortunate. But gonna have to watch that whole concert. I have the Blizzard of Oz album. I was listening to it earlier on CD, so I mean, I can pull up anything I want on YouTube. So JJ said Ozzy was my first. No, was Ozzy my first concert? I don't remember. I mean, I've seen a lot of concerts, so I've seen a lot of concerts back in the day. But yeah, I don't remember what my first concert ever saw was. I did obviously saw Ozzy, loved Ozzy, but I actually saw a lot of different bands back in the day. But I have no idea. But anyway, um, I'll tell you which was a fun concert that I saw. They did Monsters of Rock. It was at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. There was five bands. In the top three was what everybody wanted to go see. I couldn't tell you what the other two bands were, smaller bands that, um, and so the first two bands came on and played. Nobody really gave a crap. I mean, some people probably did, but not really. The third band was Scorpions, and my buddy that I went to the concert with, he was a big Scorpions fan, and I like Scorpions; they're good. So he went to see them. I went to see the second headline band, which was Metallica, and then the headliner for that, and you're gonna love this, okay? So the headliner for that concert was Van Halen. Yeah, Ozzy was 76. Yep. Um, so the headliner was Van Halen, but wasn't with David Lee Roth. So after Scorps played and then Metallica played, my buddy and I left. I'm like, not watching Van Halen without David Lee Roth. So, but yeah, it's pretty funny to think about it. I'm like, nope. I was not a big Sammy Hagar fan. Never have been. They were great too, Rose. Scorpions were awesome in concert. Yeah, Van Hagar. Yeah, I not a Sammy Hagar fan. Not a Hagar fan at all. So when they came on, we left. That was the end of our night. So it's like we got to see who we wanted to see. I went down front for Metallica. That was wild too. So yeah, Ozzy had Parkinson's, but he had a lot of health issues going on in the last several years. So, but oh my God, Queen! Freddie Mercury! What a voice! I mean, just another unique talent that he was gone way too soon, unfortunately. Lifestyle choices, unfortunately, but yeah. So that's that was the big news today. But anyway, all right, let's get into this. So anyway, yeah. So the camera, I like this better. Um, I used the old camera that I had. I clipped it onto the top of the computer. This new one that I have doesn't. So I just had to try to find the right adjustment. And now it looks. I like the way it looks right there. So I think I'll be using it from this way from moving forward. But Black Sabbath, yeah, yeah. I was a little too young for Black Sabbath, but when Ozzy went solo, that's when I really got into him. Anyway, so all right, busy day here today. I actually had today off, and the weather today was perfect. Perfect day, no rain. I was able, if you watched the earlier video that I did today, I did laundry today. Still, I got things hanging now because when things dried, pulled them down, washed the next things, got them up. Um, got the chicken run squared away and got new straw in that whole area for them. Changed their bedding out in the coop itself, and then put new straw in the nesting box. So that much better for them. And with the puppies are in their run right now, and I got the other bale of straw sitting there next to the run. So when I let them out after this live stream, I will put straw all inside the kennel and outside the kennel as well, so they're not in the mud and crap. We had yesterday a torrential downpour happened here at the homestead. A lot of rain. So if you're asking about the culvert's holding up fine. I haven't gotten out to check. I'm sure the concrete is now set up now, and we got the rebar in there. We do need to add more quickcrete down there, build that up even more, which we will do. But we got to start on both ends, and that should make a difference. And it, with all the rain and everything we've had, they're probably pretty solidly in there now. So that's a good thing. So, but yeah, it was flowing pretty good last night when I came home, and so but everything looked good. Everything seemed to be holding up fine. And like I said, rebar is now in on both ends with quickcrete. So probably, I'm going to say 10 more bags on each end would probably really put us, in a good spot as far as that goes. So we will be adding more, but just trying to get it so it's locked in and it's not going to go anywhere. That's the key right now. And but it looks pretty good. So, we hadn't, this has been a very, very interesting year weather-wise. You get into patterns. I'll tell you, the last couple of years, we've had a 2 month stretch, generally July, August, where very, very little rain down here. I mean, if we got 2 inches of rain in 2 months, it was a lot. Okay. Not this year. This year, it has been absolutely insane. Seems like it's raining all the time. Hey, Ed, Ryan Hall said in his report yesterday that you guys will get some serious heat next week. Well, today, I didn't think it was as hot as it was today because I was outside and I was working, I was doing stuff. And then later, when I did my first live stream, it was still 85 degrees then. So I was like, wow, that was shocking that it was you know, that it was that hot. But I guess it hit 87 today, which I did not realize that it hit 87. But I was real happy. It sounds kind of silly, but we just have not had good enough weather. I haven't had decent weather to do laundry or anything else. So getting out there today, getting laundry done. But what's happening with Hulk Hogan? Anyone know how he's sick? I hadn't heard anything. Hadn't heard anything. Humidity's been bad, Okie Forge. A lot of humidity. Like I said, we've had so much rain. It's been just nuts. But all right, so we're going to actually get into this. What do we got? 199 people in the chat. We got 70 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that ahead of time. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithm, so I do appreciate it that way as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I want you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time for that. I will be live streaming again on Friday. That I can confirm right now and let you guys know. This last week was kind of crazy for me, but it happens. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, honestly, week to week. And so everything is kind of pinball preparedness got hacked. He couldn't do his live tonight. Oh, wow. Well, that's not good. But yeah, it's like I said, the weather, hackers getting into pinball, that's messed up. But Buff Bagwell had his leg amputated. Well, you got to understand, guys, a lot of those wrestlers from back in the day were juicing so hard. Look how many of them died so young. A lot of them died young. Very sad. Very, very sad. All right. So anyway, let's get into this topic of this live stream, right? Talking about Yellowstone. A lot of stuff going on. And see, the thing is, I think there's a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, there's a lot of volcanic activity happening all over the place, like Mount Rainier's kind of waking up, which is obviously concerning as well. A lot of things going on. The planet is going to do what the planet is going to do. Always has been, always will be. Yellowstone is obviously a huge concern because, that is a game changer. If we have a major eruption at Yellowstone, okay, that when Toba went, what was that, 80,000 years ago, okay, they said the world population, now Toba was also a super volcano, okay, if we have one of these super volcanoes around the world go again, it went one, like I said, the last one it went was 80,000 years ago. They said the world population went down to about 10,000 people. 10,000 people. I want you to think about that. That is insanity to think that, and there's been times where there's been large populations on Earth, and they talk about the event 12,500 years ago, which changed everything. But those things are going to happen. Events are going to happen eventually. When you look at where the majority of the populations of the world are, where are they, guys? The majority of the populations of the planet. And I'll let you guys, we'll take a second. I want you to guess, where are the majority of the populations around the world? Okay. Yeah, if we could only pick the 10,000 survivors, yeah, no kidding. All right, so some of you got the right answer. They said that 80% of the world's population are within a certain distance from the coastlines. So a lot of population on the coastlines. I mean, look, New York City, right? Where's it at? Right on the ocean. All up and down the East Coast, all up and down the West Coast. Major cities are right near the ocean. And Yellowstone, several in the calderas are rumbling, numerous quakes daily near Rainier and Mount St. Helens. Well, the thing is, okay, but so anyway, the majority of people are near the coastline. In a major event, if there is a tsunami, you're talking about that can be a game changer on these coasts because not everybody's going to get out. Okay, they're not going to get out. But let's go back to Yellowstone. New things are happening at Yellowstone. I just read an article that they said they did this new technology that they missed. And I want you to think about this. They missed 86,000 earthquakes. So large swarms of earthquakes are happening. And usually when you have swarms of earthquakes, it precedes an event. So now, would that be something that they would suppress intentionally? Could be. Not saying that they are, okay? Not saying that they are, but there's a strong possibility that that information could be suppressed because they don't want people to know what's coming. Uh, you know, if they are in the let's speculate here, guys. Okay. At this week there was a 7.3 earthquake about 70 miles off the coast of West Alaska. Yes, I saw that as well. You have that volcano that they said is going to erupt off of the west coast as well. So I think Mary Greeley still monitor Yellowstone Okie Forge. I believe so. So yes, hence the doomsday bunkers. Kenny's saying, and this is what I want to talk about. Speculate. We're just going to have fun with this because think about this. If the elites, the power, the people that are really truly in control, knew for sure there was an event coming, be it a meteor, be it a Yellowstone type of event, if they knew that that was coming, you think they're going to tell us, they're going to let us know and give us a warning so that we can do something about it? Or would they pretend nothing is happening, nothing to see here, don't pay attention to that, while they prepare underground or wherever and get bunkers and get food and get things stocked up so that they could live 10, 15, 20 years underground and not have to worry about what was happening above them, that they could lay low, ride it out, live in luxury, if you will, artificial lights, power, whatever they wanted to have. Because, if you have unlimited resources, you can do whatever you want to do. They would go down under and continue to try to run the country. Well, that too, JJ, eventually, yes. They would try to do that eventually. They would come out after a certain period of time when most of us were gone and say, here we are, we're here to save the day, we're in charge now. That wouldn't shock me either. But I think they would come out to a world that was much different. But going back, I really do want to focus a lot on Yellowstone in this live stream. Why do you think there was a number of food recalls? I don't think that had anything to do with it. That's all part of the game, I think, as well. You know, uh, I'm going to tell you, go. I'm going to go all over the place if I keep doing this for right now. But I really want to talk about this whole thing with Yellowstone. There is a new pool that they just discovered, right? A new hot spring or whatever you want to call it, where the water, certain parts of Yellowstone, guys, are completely shut down. I want you to think about that too. Now it's tourist season right now, right? Beautiful tourist season, all kinds of tourists coming in. Uh, but there are parts of Yellowstone that you can't go to because it's too dangerous. There's a lot of stuff going on there. The caldera is huge. It's a huge caldera that, and I don't think a lot of people understand it. If you're in a certain part of the park, you're in the caldera. It's like 45 miles by something. I mean, it's just enormous. It's an enormous caldera. So, and it's an active volcano. So when you see Old Faithful go off, right? That's because that volcano is active. It's active. Also, the boiling springs and the hots, all that. It's because the volcano is active. That's why you're seeing those type of things. If Yellowstone was getting ready to go, they would prepare in silence. They would tell us nothing. That's my opinion. They would tell us nothing because what do you think would happen? I want you to think what would happen if they said, okay, just so you know, we believe that within inside of 6 months to a year, Yellowstone's going to blow up. And it's a game changer, folks. End of the world as we know it. The United States is going to be decimated. What do you think what do you think would happen? You think people would go, well, I'll just keep going to work like I always do because, nothing I can do anyway. No, it would be chaos. Like mass panic, Okie Forge is saying. It would be lunacy, raping, pillaging, burning. People would be trying to do. Now, there would be certain people that would be like, okay, this is messed up. We need to do as much as we can to get ready as much as we can. But here's what would happen. Riots would happen, absolutely. The government would restrict everything. They would restrict everything. Gasoline, food, how much you could get. You wouldn't be able to really stockpile because they would limit what you could get because they don't want people being greedy and selfish, right? So it would be, it's easier to pretend nothing is happening if something was. And I'm not saying that Yellowstone is going to go. So please don't take that out of context. I don't want you to be, oh, well, Prep Nurse 1 said Yellowstone's just about to go. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's a lot of changes in Yellowstone. There's a lot of things that we need to be concerned about, and not just Yellowstone. All right. Like somebody just said, you have a 7.3 earthquake off the coast of Alaska, 70 miles off the coast. They got a volcano under the ocean right now off the west coast that they said is going to go at any time. Okay. Now, will that be a game changer? No, because it's under the ocean, but it will make things, it'll be interesting to see. A lot of volcanic activities happening all over the place. You got over in Italy, you got that volcano's been acting up over there. It's just a major earthquake in Japan also. Yeah, Japan gets a lot of earthquakes over there as well. A lot of earthquakes. But, according to the USGA, the last one went about 700,000 years ago. Actually, I think they said it's like 660,000 or 600,000 years, something like that. They said it generally blows about every 600,000 years, and I believe we're overdue. So, but yes, it could go soon. It could go 2,000, 5,000 years from now. There's no guarantee of anything. Okay, no guarantee of anything. But they did say that it is overdue. So, again, why is a lot of the equipment that is supposed to be monitoring Yellowstone not working? Why would Mary Greeley come on and say they're underreporting earthquake activity in Yellowstone? Now, she has done that many, many times. Many times. So anybody that's watched her channel, I mean, that's her baby. Yellowstone is her baby. So those are things you should pay attention to. and it's just sound dropped off. Can you guys hear me okay? Just let me know if you guys can hear me all right. Domino effect around Tess said, yeah, okay. All right, guys, good. Yeah, so if we have, again, the more volcanic activity we have, and I just put it into perspective. Big volcanoes, small volcanoes, doesn't matter. Any volcanic activity that we have around the world is putting a lot of stuff into the upper atmosphere. All right. What does that do? Right. When you have all this volcanic gas and smoke and all that rises up, and what was the one volcano that I think it was over in Indonesia somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it was, but they said it was like it went 10 miles into the air, right? What does that do? What that does is it blocks the sun, all right, and it lowers the temperature of the planet. Iceland has been going as well. Yes, yep, one over there. Hawaii, the one in Hawaii has been very active again. So, no, the one I'm thinking about wasn't in Iceland, but that one did go as well. But there's another one, I believe, over in Indonesia somewhere that went. One eruption changes the weather patterns around the world for years. Absolutely. So, when you get one of these bigger ones that go, like Krakatoa, I believe that one went, 1883, I think. So, like I said, and that I was just reading an article about that one, and they said that if you were within 100 miles, now I want you to think about this, guys, okay? And I think this was Krakatoa. It was the 1883 eruption. So if I'm wrong saying Krakatoa, just let me know. But when that volcano went, if you were within 100 miles of that when that went off, it ruptured your eardrums. And I want you to think about that. 100 miles away from that volcano, because of the loudness of that eruption, it ruptured people's eardrums 100 miles away. What do you think it did to the people that were, 18? I knew it was 1883. Is it Krakatoa? I believe it was Krakatoa. And that was the year, right? That was the year without summer, because so much stuff, again, went up into the upper atmosphere that it caused, snow in July. So, again, volcano activity, it always happens, and I get it, okay? But you're seeing an increase of this. You're seeing an increase of earthquake activity around the world as well. These things are getting worse, not better. And again, every volcano that goes off, it definitely affects the weather because of the fact of how much stuff it's putting up into the upper atmosphere. So that's what people really need to remember. So that's yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's absolute craziness. So, but those things are game changers. Again, I'm going to encourage you, and I'm always going to encourage you guys. Right now, we have the ability to have an abundance of whatever we want, right? We can go to the store. If I want to go to the store and buy 200 cans of whatever, as long as I have it in the store, I can buy 200 cans, right? If they have something happen and they restrict what you can buy, you're not going to be able to stock up appropriately. I always going to encourage you. I think that we really should be working on stocking things up now. Food is going to be key. Water is going to be key. Those are the two. Well, you got to have shelter, obviously, but you got to be able to have enough food. You got to be able to have purified drinking water. So those are, like I said, those are major, major, major things. If you don't have those, you're not lasting long anyway. And I love when people will say to me, well, If we have some major thing happen, I don't want to live anyway. And I can't stand when people do that. I can't stand when people do it because it's such BS. Because the will to live is so strong. It is so strong, so strong. But oh, and so the other thing was going on with Yellowstone, and I don't know if you guys were aware of this. And of course, we're being told it's migration, right? It's normal. It's migration. Animals are leaving Yellowstone. They're getting out of there. Animals have a very keen sense that something is not right, and they know it, and they will bail. They will try to get away as far as they can. So that's something also to pay attention to when it comes to something happening. So what do we got? 298 in the chat, guys. We got 130 thumbs up. Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. I do appreciate that. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction, the better for the channel. So that's why I asked for the thumbs up. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please leave the channel, or no, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the leave the channel. Yeah. Hit the bell icon and get all notifications as well. Joseph said, respectfully, I have seen the animals leaving Yellowstone being refuted. Well, of course. Well, Joseph, okay. If I'm the people in charge and I don't want people to believe what's happening, how hard is it to say, oh, no, that's not happening? That's not true. Now, I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying that it's not, okay? So I don't want you to think, well, Prepper Nurse 1 said that all the animals are leaving. It's information I saw that the animals are leaving the park. I'm just repeating the information that I get. I'm looking at the research. I'm looking at what's happening. But do you trust? I mean, let's be realistic. Do you trust the people in charge? Have they been upright and honest with us about everything? I don't have a lot of trust for any of them. So whatever they tell me, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to believe the exact opposite. That's the way I'm going to go. Because remember, there is no client list, right? Nope, no list. Completely mistaken. Never existed. Do you believe that? So, hey, Malachi's Corner. Busy, busy, busy. Exactly. Again, I'm going to always encourage you guys, continue to stock up, continue to get ready while you can. Get the supplies that you need that's going to help you to survive long term. We got a lot of things that we're doing here on the homestead, a lot of preparation work that we're doing, but we are not stocking up at the same time. Again, everything costs money, folks. Nothing is for free. Okay. So, and I get that. And things are hard for a lot of people right now. But the more preparation that you do to put yourself in a winning situation, I'm going to give you an example of one thing. And this is one of the things that we've talked about as a group here. Now, we're getting wood stoves in, which is great, right? All the stuff on the outside, getting that up. We just worked on Jamie and Dawn's place. We got their piping outside. That's all stainless steel. That'll last a long, long time. Good stuff, right? Black pipe. Black pipe's only going to last for so long, and then it's got to be replaced. So, and parts of Yellowstone are closed because deadly gases are being emitted from the grounds. Yeah, but there's a lot of other things going on as well, JJ, where things are changing. And why are those gases being emitted from the ground? Think about that too. So, but black pipe for your wood stoves. You should have extra black pipe. It's not hugely expensive. So, to have an extra 20 pieces of black pipe, just set aside because eventually you're going to need it. You're going to need it. So, not a bad prep item to have that's outside the box that people don't think about. That's one of the things that we need to, as a group, also do. We have not done it yet, but that's one of the things that we definitely need to do is to get that stocked up. But again, like I said, we got 10 million and one things that we want to do and get done and get stocked up on and get this and get that and get the other thing. Um, you know, yes, a new pool of water with blue tint formed at Yellowstone. Yep, Okie Fords, they talked about that. Um, Unexpected. They didn't know it was going to happen. So, I think that that is an interesting part of that as well. So, like I said, a lot of interesting stuff. Um, could a major volcanic eruption start a volcanic winter? Absolutely. Absolutely. If we have, like I said, if we have a major eruption, okay, and this is wherever you are in the world, let's go like if one of the super volcanoes in Asia went, or any of the super volcanoes that are here in the US went, and you think, well, I'm on the East Coast, I'm good, I'm fine. Okay, you're not. Within inside of 6 weeks of a major, and I'm talking cataclysmic volcanic eruption, okay, within inside of 6 weeks, the sun will be getting blocked out. The sun will be getting blocked out. And that's going to change the temperature in the world, lowering the planet's temperature, causing a volcanic winter to happen. And that's a game changer, because once that's blocked out and the plants aren't growing, then the are, the cows and everything else that relies on everything that grows in the ground, they're going to start dying off. Your wildlife will start to die off because there's nothing to eat. Okay, uh, you know, people would be losing their minds, absolutely losing their minds. So, and people in Texas reported blue fluid raining down right before the flash flooding started. I heard that, JJ, as well. Um, you know, I did hear that as well. So, but yeah, that's not a good situation. So, what is that from? Right? Is that from weather manipulation? I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's not. But like I said, there is. Yeah, we're talking bigger than Krakatoa. Absolutely, absolutely, it would be bigger than Krakatoa. Krakatoa was not a super volcano. Okay, Krakatoa was not a super volcano. Um, so the one that happened 80,000 years ago was what one? Which one was that? God, I can't remember the name of that one. The one that happened 80,000 years ago was a super volcano that went. And when that one went, again, the world population went down to under 10,000 people. What do we got? 8 billion people on the planet right now. So think about that. Toba, that was it. Yes, thank you. That was 80,000 years ago when Toba went. Thank you very much. And I knew it, but I couldn't think of it. So think about that. So this is not an unprecedented event. Now we have better technology now. Okay, we have way better technology now. So more people would survive longer. But again, Yellowstone is miles wide, like 45 miles. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Yep, yep. So it's a huge, huge caldera. When you drive into the park, that's the caldera. They didn't even know that Yellowstone was a super volcano until they got up into space and they took pictures and realized, holy crap, this, and it's a state park, obviously, but it's an active volcano. It's not inactive. It's not like Mount St. Helens that was quiet forever and a day, and then the activity increased, and then went. In the 1400s, a volcano caused winter to start in July. It lasted 8 months. Yeah, okay, and exactly. So those are things that absolutely can happen. You know, so whatever we're being fed, again, I encourage everybody, do your research. Always do your research. Don't believe things out of hand that they're telling us the truth. They've proven over and over and over and over and over again that they're not always telling us the truth. So, yeah, volcanic activity keeps the geysers active at Yellowstone. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they have been saying there's been uplift, right, with the caldera. So, I mean, are they giving us accurate numbers of what the uplift is? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just, I share information. It's all I do is I share information. But again, whatever they say, whoever's in charge, I do not always believe it out of hand. Because again, have they lied to us in the past? Yes, they have. Will they lie to us again? Wouldn't be shocked. Okay, so and there's been proven lies, proven, right? Safe and effective is just one example, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, you know, would you visit Yellowstone right now? Would I visit Yellowstone? I don't know if I would or not. Um, it's hard to say. I mean, I hear it's gorgeous to go there if you're into nature and stuff like that. And, you know, it just, you know, like I said, I don't know if I would go or not right now. I don't know if I would go or not. It's really not like one of those things that I'm like, oh my God, I have to go there. I mean, I went out to Sturgis like it's 4 years ago already, which is amazing to me. It was back in 21. Um, went to Sturgis. I went out to Wyoming, and saw Devil's Tower, which was absolutely fascinating, beautiful, amazing to go to, but, just lost 412 week-old chickens and three 5-year-old hens to, I think, a minx. Killed the little ones, tore the beaks and combs off the big ones. I had to kill them. Was a disaster. Oh my God, that's terrible, man. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear. I'll tell you, I honestly, and I don't know for sure. I mean, I live in the middle of the woods, guys. There's all kinds of predators all over the place here. I believe that one of the things that saves me here is the dogs. And before I had all the dogs, it was Hella. She's all over the place. So, I think that makes a difference. They smell that scent of the dogs. And because they're shepherds, they know that they're an alpha animal. And so I think that's what keeps a lot of the predators away. Because I have not lost, and I'm going to knock on Formica as I say this, I've not lost a chicken to a predator since I've been here. So, and it's not like it's super secure. It's not. They could get in there if they wanted to. So, but I just, like I said, again, I think that it is important that we stay diligent, that we pay attention. And if it hit and nobody could make it to the homestead, would you go and live in Mark's place? I don't like to think like that. Why would I think like that? If something was bad, that bad, I'd probably be underground, to be honest with you. Um, are you asking if they are, JJ? Ed, your male puppies are showing dominance tendencies. I've had to correct a few of them, yeah, because they want to be in charge. Actually, lately, it's been Zeus. Zeus has been, feeling his oats a little bit. I had to drop him on the ground. I did it a few days ago and just laid on him. And that definitely took a lot of the fight out of him. So, but he's been better since then. So we're not quite there yet, JJ. We got another whole minute. We'll get there. So, all right. So before we do the egg count, let me do this. We got 312 in the chat. We got 179 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, again, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. I do appreciate that. It really does make a huge, huge difference with the algorithms. So I thank you for that as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that the bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I thank you ahead of time for that as well. So very much appreciated. So anyway, let's go ahead. So here's how we're doing the egg count now, guys, for right now until the baby hen stopped laying pullet eggs. How many total eggs today? Yes or no for Miss Betty White, and how many of the eggs were pullet eggs? Okay, so that's the mission today. So total eggs, did Betty lay, and how many pullet eggs? So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses in, and we will go from there. Give you guys a moment to get your guesses in. So again, total eggs, did Betty White lay, yes or no? And how many of the eggs were pullet eggs? That's the mission of the day. I'll give you guys a moment here. I like Chris P's answer. No idea. Well, that's part of the game. All right. I think that's enough guesses. Nobody got the right answer today. Um, Nobody's got the right answer. The right answer is we had 4 total eggs today. Betty White did not lay today. She took a day off. She never takes a day off, but she did today. And 2 of the eggs were pullet eggs today. So, they're laying more. We're starting to, like there's a couple days I've gotten 3 pullet eggs. The one day I think I had 4 pullet eggs. So we'll see. They keep banging it out. So we'll just keep taking care of things. We'll see how they do, and we'll go from there. But so that is that. But no, they did good. They did good. But anyhow, so that is where we're at. They're doing all right. Yeah, no, DJ wasn't here. He didn't guess. He must be off doing something else today. What are pullet eggs? Okay, Linda, what a pullet egg is when a new hen starts to lay. There is your normal size egg that's like maybe that big. A pullet egg is like that big. It's very, very small. Um, they they're very little eggs when they start to lay, and as they get into laying, then the eggs get bigger. But when they first start to lay, that's why they call it a pullet egg. They're very, very small eggs. It's cool. It's really cool to see. So I think I ate like 6 of them today. 2 regular eggs, and then 6. Oh, absolutely, they're edible. Absolutely, they're a regular egg. They're just small. It's because those hens are just starting to lay. So, and as they go farther and they lay more, we'll get more eggs. But it's really neat to see. I actually showed it on video. I think might have been during a live stream because I don't think I have any pullet eggs right in here right now. Um, so I could show you the difference. I'm trying to think. Do I have any in? I'm trying to think if I have any in the battery room. Like I said, I ate a bunch of them today. So, um, like the ones they laid today, I ate the ones they laid today. I'll show you in an upcoming video, guys. I'll show it again. The difference between the um, the eggs. So, all right. But anyway, going back to, I really kind of want to reiterate this point. Now is the time to stock up. Again, food is never going to be cheaper than it is right now. That's number one. That's important. Realize I've been saying that for how many years? I've been saying it for a lot. It's never going to be cheaper than it is right now. And it's easy to stock up right now. Okay. Very easy to stock up now. Uh, the problem is if a major event happens, they're going to restrict what you can do, what you can buy, where you can go. They will control everything. If something major happens, they're going to limit everybody. They're not going to let people go in like we can do right now and really stock up. So my advice to you, and you can take it or not take it, it doesn't matter to me. You can do whatever you want. I will continue to stock up. My group and I will continue to stock up. Uh, I would encourage you to get out there, get as much as you can. Number one, get your basics. Get your rice, get your beans. Get your honeys that you can get, your spices, all those type of things. Make sure you have plenty of seeds for growing, because you're going to want to have those as well for growing down the road. Okay. Uh, Again, love your lives. I've been watching since early 2019. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. Yeah, the new Madrid fault line should scare you. Okay, Cassandra is saying because it's close to me, it should scare everybody. The major way we have transportation of goods in this country is by truckers. A lot of it's done by train, but it's also done by truckers. The new Madrid fault line goes like it did about 200 years ago. When that goes again, and it will at some point, it will cut off. The bridges will collapse. There will be no getting goods from the West Coast to the East Coast. It would be a logistical nightmare, a nightmare. So I want you to think about that as well. You know, again, the more stocked up you are, whatever event may happen, being natural disaster, being man-made something, whatever the case may be, you're going to be in a much, much better position to be able to weather the storm longer term. You know, how many times have I said, and I'm going to say it again, 93% of the people in this country, United States of America, 93% are not prepared for a 2-week disaster, let alone anything strong or longer. Okay? They're not prepared for 2 weeks, let alone anything longer. Now, a lot of that other 7% may have a 2-week, 3-week, a month supply, but that's only going to buy you time to prepare for whatever else may be coming after that. Okay. So, again, you've got to pay attention to those things because it's huge. It really, really is. Um, the more prepared you are, your better your chances of long term survival are going to be. That's what you got to think about. So again, a lot of things. Hulk Hogan's grandson was shot and killed by Hulk Hogan's stepson. When did that happen? Serenity Sealed said that. When did that happen? I hadn't heard that. But again, like I said, a lot of crazy stuff is going on with the planet. We're not even talking about all the crazy stuff that's going on within the last 72 hours. Okay, I hadn't seen anything like that. Um, you know, we're not even talking about what's going on around the world. You know what I mean? We're not even talking about that. A lot of crazy stuff going on around the world as well, which can be a game changer and affect this, that, or the other thing. Um, yeah, I thought, yeah, that was Dog the Bounty Hunter. History Monkey said, okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard that about Hulk Hogan. I didn't think Hulk Hogan has grandchildren yet. And if he did have grandchildren, they'd be little. Yeah, our own backyard is in chaos. Exactly, Tess. Exactly. So, again, the more prepared we are, the better off we're going to be in the long run. Again, increased activities, all these, earthquakes, the volcanic activity around the country, around the world. You definitely have to pay attention to that. Where it's not like, I want you to think about this. Again, a major event happens. No more rescue. Nobody's coming to the rescue. We're all on our own. So that's why I've always encouraged you guys to be part of groups, get involved with groups. If you're part of a group, your chances of long-term survival are better, and it's easier to pool money together to work on things than having it all come out of your pocket. It makes a huge difference. And like I said, the more prepared you are, your better safety in numbers. That's huge. Think about how bad it will be when the majority of people are screwed, completely screwed, desperate, scared, frightened, not knowing what to do, where to go. Uh, it's going to be lunacy. And then you think about all those people. Hey, baby boy, come here. You think about all those people that, you know, not getting their meds, their, psychotropic meds, all those, or not getting their drugs. How are those people going to react? You know, um, very scary when you think about it. Not a good situation. This cat is so cool. Um, Clyde is the man. He is a love bug too. He loves his attention. He's got a great motor on him. Always loved orange cats. Always loved orange cats. My Maxie was awesome, but this guy, he's pretty cool. He is pretty cool. So, let's see, say hi to everyone. Yeah, but I have not seen if he's caught another mouse yet. No. So, but I go to sleep at night, so I have not seen any dead carcasses. So I'm gonna guess that probably not yet. He's still so little. When he caught that one, I was shocked. I'll be honest with you. So don't think you're safe because you live so far away. I never said I was. See now, see, there's a fallacy. I want to let's talk about that. Because I live where I live, right? Because I prepare the way that I prepare, does that mean I'm safe? Absolutely not. Does it give me an advantage over all of you folks that live in the cities and live in suburbia? Absolutely, yes, it does. It's going to take people a while to get out here if they're coming out here, if they make it out here to cause trouble. So the one I had in New York, his name was Maximus, my orange cat. What baby? But yeah, Max was the one I had in New York. He was a good cat, very good cat. And I didn't bring him down here because when we moved from suburbia to the location that we had, up there for the homestead in New York, he freaked out. I mean, he did not handle that move well, and that was easy, and that was an hour away from where we were. Not 8 hours. I don't think he didn't handle that one well, and so I wanted to, that's why I left him in New York, and Heather took care of him. So, but yeah, I got Bonnie and Clyde from Danny in the group. They had a cat that had kittens, and he said, "You want a cat?" And I said, "I'll take two of them." And I picked out obviously Clyde first. I wanted him first, and then after Clyde, I picked Bonnie. So, but anyway, so that's where we're at with that. She's in here somewhere. I'm not sure right at the moment. What baby? Like I said, this cat is a lover. He wants his attention. You can go up there. Okay, up. There you go. And both of them like to get up on my shoulder, which I think is funny. I like that. So, anyway, guys, keep prepping. Take care of your business. Do what you can do to control your own destiny and what you're doing. No, not on the table. Not on the table. Go ahead. There you go. That's what my advice is always going to be. Nobody else is going to look out for you, so we have to look out for ourselves. And if you can group up with like-minded people, you'll be in much better shape. Do you remember when you told your daughter not to date someone, to date a guy who she liked, who had diabetes, since he would die in SHTF? I never said not to date him because he had diabetes. I just told her at the time. So, oh, you know what, JJ, will you just block this idiot first of all? But I'm going to address it. Um, I told her the truth. In a true SHTF situation, he wouldn't make it because he was an insulin dependent diabetic. That relationship ran its course of its own accord. Okay. My daughter and him went their separate ways a long time ago. So it had nothing to do with me saying don't date him because he has diabetes. I would never do that. So go screw yourself. That's what I got to say to you. Anyway, guys, listen, have a great rest of your night. Please be safe. Take care of your business. Trolls are always going to be there. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try to stir crap up, but that's okay. Anyway, Okie Ford said, I told my insulin dependent daughter the same thing. Hey, I'm honest. I'm honest to a fault. Always going to be. And if you don't like it, I don't care. I really don't. I'm not going to sugarcoat things and tell you everything's going to be okay when it's not going to be okay. Um, I'm a reality individual. So, anyway, guys, keep prepping. Take care of your business. Have a great night. And we'll talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.